everybody, so today I am reviewing Raw. Raw is the story of a girl that goes to vet school, and then while at vet school something happens to her which leads her to cannibalism. Yeah, cannibalism. So Raw is a film that's had this big hype around it, and the reason it had the big hype around it is when it was shown at TIFF, people were fainting apparently. Someone got taken away by an ambulance, there was multiple people fainting in the audience. Apparently this happened back in 2012, people fainted at VHS, and there was another screening of a film called Bite which people fainted at. I feel like all of these things are people fainting, are hype, had these people only seen the Teletubbies before. Now Raw for me is a film that I was excited for after hearing all these things, but then once again, you know, I don't know how much of those things to believe, because I honestly don't think these people have been seen many films if they're fainting at this type of thing. Raw is a film that does have its gory moments, and sort of little disturbing moments, and if you haven't seen much gory stuff, maybe you will find it disturbing, but I don't think it's to the length of so crazy that you're fainting. Apparently someone's throwing up in this as well, and I don't think it's that crazy that you would faint at this film. The gore for me is very tame, and it's things that we have seen many times before. The story is something that we've seen before, and for me I was hoping this would have a bit of originality, because the story of it sounded sort of original and interesting, but it seems like many other cannibal films we've seen before, and there's nothing really new about it. The character development is very rushed. The main character is this sort of really shy character when she first goes to vet school. She sort of hides herself away, doesn't really interact with people, and sort of she gets forced to do these things. But then there's just a moment where her character completely changes, and there's nothing for that to really happen. This film doesn't really bite on the flesh as hard as it could. That's a terrible thing to say. Terrible, terrible line. What is this? What am I doing? What's this review? It was a film that, like I said, I was excited about it. I was excited to see what it did. I was excited to see why people were fainting at it. But for me, that just felt like this really over-exaggerated thing that was happening. And, well, the director wanted to say, it's a French film. And there was a guy that asked in the Q&A afterwards, he was like, oh, were you influenced by Japanese extreme and other films? Because I've never seen any French movie like this, a French language movie, this gory and stuff before. Mate, do you not know about French extreme? He wanted to sound really intelligent and stuff, but French extreme was such a big thing. So many gory movies. How did you not know about that? This isn't as crazy as those French extreme movies. It's not at any level as that. It has the gore, yes. The practical effects, brilliant. Really, really great practical effects. But there's nothing really crazy or great about it. Like, I enjoy it. I don't think it's a bad film. I just feel like there could have been a lot more to this story. There is a sort of like final shot of the film that I think will stay in people's minds, but there's nothing to really take away from this. There's nothing for you to think, oh, well, that was brilliant. Maybe I think some people will really enjoy this, but the whole fainting thing, very overhyped. Very, very overhyped. And believe everything you read. So Raw only gets a 2 out of 5 from me. I don't think it's a terrible film. I think if you like cannibal films and horrors, then it's something interesting to check out. I think it's beautifully shot. There is this really cool, very long tracking shot at the beginning, which is brilliantly shot. Like and the practical effects are great. The acting is great. It's a French movie, and like, yeah, it's really good at like the acting and stuff. But just didn't really go as far and go as crazy as it could have done. So that's my review on Raw. If you've seen Raw, tell me in the comments down below if you enjoyed it, or if you're excited to see this film. What's your favourite cannibal films? Stupid thing to ask. I think mine is We Are What We Are, but like the remake, that's the only one that I could probably think of at the moment. Not really a fan of Cannibal Holocaust because of the shit with that. But yeah, let's talk about that type of thing. Do you always believe hype like this when people faint at films, or do you just think it's really just a stupid publicity stunt? Messed up my words there. That's all for today. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Goodbye.